We need to put you on ice.
Damn straight. You're gonna keep doing these? You keep doing these while I set up the stream, and then everyone will be really confused.
I can't... Honestly, it's been so long, I can't even remember what, like, all those puns are anymore, or even the context of them.
He never says stay frosty, which I think is a missed opportunity.
Right, like with him and his goons, like, breaking something, like, alright everyone, stay frosty.
Yeah, I think he says, like, be cool at one point.
Although, I guess maybe, like, I think the be frosty thing, really became part of, like, I don't even want to say it's part of the vernacular, but it became more well-known because of, like, Call of Duty.
Right. The first time I remember hearing it was Aliens vs. Predator 2 on PC. And it's in that context. Marines, you know? Doing stuff. Hello everybody, we're live! How you doing? This is a Those on Biscuits chill out stream.
Yeah. I had some time today, and I decided I was going to work on a little project. And, you know, I'm not one of those creators who, like, I need seclusion, you know?
I do. I don't mean to be pretentious about it. I just can't stay focused if there's noise. Like, I just can't do it.
Right. See, I'm very much a person when I want to make something or write something. I like being in social settings. I like being in coffee shops. I like, you know, and then, like, you know, if I'm just talking with someone, I can kind of, I can absent-mindedly plug away at something, and because I'm not giving it deep focus, I find myself able to be more productive.
I love how these all sound like innuendos. I'm just plugging away at something. I'm not giving it deep focus.
Yeah, this project I'm working around. Say hi. Woo!
Sorry, is it a ventriloquist dummy that you're
We all know ventriloquists do that with their animals.
Oh baby, talk dirty to me. Now talk dirty to me while I drink this glass of water.
I'm a jalapeno on a steak. You're damn right you are.
Yeah, get on that stick.
Jesus.
Terrible. So, for people who can see my side of the screen, I'm playing a little bit of The Binding of Isaac, which I've been playing for fun lately, because it's the kind of game you want for a chill stream, because you can just sit and do nothing in particular and play around. If the volume balance sucks, let me know. And otherwise, have a good time playing Binding of Isaac and stuff. So, do you want to tell people about the project, or is it a secret? I don't know. How public?
No, yeah, we can talk about it. Yeah, because just be completely open about it. I have always said that I love comic books, and it's always been kind of a small dream of mine to write a comic book series. Not one of those forever ongoing ones, you know, but I always thought of comic books as, you know, short contained, or not even short, but just contained stories, right? And I always wanted to write one. And Owen has mentioned that he wanted to do art, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. And so we decided, hey, well, why not?
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm very out of practice, but this is a good chance to get some practice in, you know?
So yeah, I mean, we've talked a little bit about release, but in my head, like, this might not even see the light of day. This is something that, you know, and are doing for fun, and, you know, instead of just letting some of these story ideas bounce around in my head and never do anything with them, this gives me an opportunity to actually do it.
And for me, it's one of those things where I like the idea of releasing something just so you can get feedback and stuff, but this is something I want to put out there at most, just to see what people think of it way after, rather than, you know, I don't want it to be influencing, I don't want to be working on it and thinking, oh god, how are people going to react to this, and how are they going to like this? I kind of just want to focus on doing some drawing and getting my skills back up. So I feel like I'm in the same boat as you, you know?
Yeah.
Even if it does get released, it's going to be like a very casual thing. We have a few comments in the chat. Hello to Dutch Gamer JB. Hello to Chicken Lisa. Hello to Sinister Minister. Hello to Emile Deforge. Hello to Super Macho Jedi Knight. Hello to Tiny Bet Secret. Hello to Dex Ray. Hello to Anime Tryhard. Chicken Lisa says, I can't hear a thing because it's raining too hard over here. Tiny Bet Secret says, yay, I love a cheeky biscuit to end my week. There you go.
You got it. The cheekiest of biscuits.
We are the cheeky biscuits. You don't have the cheeky girls there, do you?
No.
So the Cheeky Girls were a musical act that started on one of those talent shows, like the X Factor. I don't remember exactly which one it was. And there were these, I don't remember where they were from. I think they were from Eastern Europe. And they came in, they were a pair of twins, and they came in with a song written by their mother, who seemed quite elderly, actually. But she had this idea, she was like their mother and manager, and she had this idea for what would be the great hit that everyone wanted to see in pop music. And if I remember rightly, the song was, we are the cheeky girls, we are the cheeky girls, touch my bum, this is life. That was like the whole song. God. And then,
that's oddly, like, philosophical. Like,
right.
Like, this is life. This is existence. This is the meaning. Touch my bum.
Right. Well, of course, you know, what nobody talks about these days is Cheeky Girls actually cracked it, you know? And then, I don't think...
That's the other famous Nietzsche quote. It's, God is dead, touch my bum.
This is life.
This is life.
God himself did not touch enough bums, you see.
Right. Right, which is why he is now... useless to society, and
also why Zeus is still fondly remembered.
Comey touched a lot of butts.
Yeah, and then they didn't. As far as I know, they did not become accepted on the X Factor, but then someone watching gave them a record deal anyway, and they were quite a thing for a while. They had Cheeky Girls and This Is Life and Cheeky Christmas. And, yeah.
A very cheeky Christmas?
Pretty much. I think that's what it was called. Something like that. Yeah. The Cheeky Girls. They were very cheeky. As I'm sure you were aware by the song.
Yeah, I mean, clearly. I mean, why would they want to touch bums if they weren't cheeky?
Well, because this is life. I mean, I think if the message you've taken from it, John, is that you have to be cheeky in order to obtain the life-giving sustenance of touching strangers' bums, then, you know, you've missed the message of the Cheeky Girls.
Damn it,
Damn it, I've missed the message of the Cheeky Girls.
I've been excommunicated from the Cheeky Girls.
From the Cheeky Girls. Not even from their belief, but physically from them.
Yeah. They don't call, they don't write, they don't text.
But
no Snapchat.
Are they still touching your bum? That's the question.
I mean...
That's all they're doing. That makes it worse.
Right, they won't talk while they do it. They just coldly, blankly stare.
That makes the whole experience so much colder. And they let you know, like, with their eyes, they let you know that they hate you while they're doing it.
There's now an imprint in my shower of me cowering in the corner. You know, I do it so much these days.
Just late at night. You just feel the icy, clammy hand of the Cheeky Girls.
Well, must be 1:30.
In the distance, there's like an echoing bell tolling. Echoing across the wind, the voice of Vincent Price. They are the Cheeky Girls.
It's just on the wind, like a Freddy Krueger chant. We are the cheeky girls. We are the cheeky. For whom the bum cheeks. So
There you
dumb.
But at the end of the day, they were the cheeky girls. I don't know if I can destroy this thing. Tiny Bad Secret says they came like third. Very cheeky Christmas. Oh, wait, were they, did they actually get onto the X Factor? I thought they got, like, sent home. Rob Kirsty says, you're playing a game. Well done, Rob. Congratulations. You win this round of Game or No Game.
You win the cold grasp of a cheeky girl.
Hello to Asperger Bear. Hello to Ferlin Jones. How you doing? I'm going for this chest. You ever played this game?
Binding of Isaac?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. I've played games like it, though.
It's not
I don't
bad.
know. It's... Yeah, I mean, it looked interesting enough. I think... I don't have an issue with the subject matter so much as I have an issue with... like, I don't like the kind of body horror
Right.
imagery, you know, because it really feels a lot like those really horrific close-up shots that used to be in Ren and Stimpy.
Right. I know what you
You
mean.
know, and I feel like they made a whole game out of that, and
It's a shame,
kind
too,
of...
because what I like about it is that it's really like a faster original Legend of Zelda. And I love that gameplay, you know, going through a map of structured rooms where... Like, it is the dungeons from Legend of Zelda, you know?
Well, have you ever played Enter the Gungeon?
No.
No. Oh, yeah. I think you would love that.
I'll check it out.
It's very much Binding of Isaac, except it's, you know, you don't play a crying child, and it's one of those.
Appeal gone.
But yeah, it's a top-down, you know, shooter where it can get bullet helly, like, I guess.
Right. I like games
But
like
the
that.
whole idea is that as you go, you discover parts and pieces to new guns, and each gun does something different. And
I've grown to like the roguelike.
yeah, and that's what it is. You get a run. It's a run, and you get as far as you can, and then along the way, it's very much Spelunky-like, where as you go, you can uncover different paths that lead you to like secret areas and secret bosses, and if you do certain rooms the right way, then you unlock like a whole new area, and you can bypass stuff. You know, it's one of those games where it has like one of those super simple gameplay mechanics, but then they layer on just like a mountain ton of like complexity.
Yeah, I like games like that. Did you ever get around to playing Dead Cells?
No, I have. I need to buy it still.
So I felt kind of strange because I got sent review code for Dead Cells. Because I'm a big YouTuber and I'm a big deal. I get free games. Sorry, I don't get to do that very often. I thought I'd... People accuse me of doing that anyway whenever I mention it, because I believe in disclosure. So I thought I'd run with it. I got review code for it, but I got review code on the PC, so I have to set up my PC every time I want to play it, which is why I've only streamed it once, right?
Right.
And I can tell I liked it because I never hook up my PC to game on. I just don't do it. But I spend so much time going, man, I wish my PC was hooked up so I could go play Dead Cells. I still don't do it, but I really want to get into that game. So I think, even though I got review code, I think I might buy that game on PS4 and stream it. Because it's actually really fun. I think you'd really like it. It's very, very enjoyable. Whereas there was that other one came out at the same time I knew you were interested in as well.
Oh, Death Gambit?
Right. And then I read a review of it and it spent the whole time going, Death Gambit is basically Dark Souls. And I was like, I hope John buys this now, just so he's sad.
Oh, I knew that's what it was. I knew what it was, but like, I think the 2D thing is more appealing to me. Like, I wish there was a PS4 release. Maybe there is. I never looked. But remember Salt and Sanctuary?
Oh, vaguely.
Yeah. So that game always appealed to me, but I never picked it up because I think like the Dark Souls thing works somewhat on a 2D level for me. Because it, like, let's be honest, like the Dark Soul structure of like moving through an area and going back, whatever, it's not new, right? It's just 3D Castlevania, or Metroidvania, right? But it kind of bugs me, right? Maybe because it's 3 dimensions. I think it gets frustrating to me.
Dark Souls is a little different. Like for me, like the ultimate 3D Metroidvania is, I know I always cite this one, but I think Arkham Asylum is a really good example of that genre done well in 3D. But then in that one, you're in an enclosed facility, right?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's just there's just so much. I don't know. We've gone on and on and on and on about my feelings on Dark Souls type games. There's just so much about that kind of frustrates me, right, that for some reason putting it into a 2D setting solves those frustrations.
I think you would like Dead Cells. I have seen a few people quite frustrated with Dead Cells, but one of the things I actually really like about it is something that I know it's a nice proud moment. Have you ever had a moment where a lot of people seem to be confused by the same thing on a game, but you figured it out, and you get to be like, haha, for once, I'm not the guy who had to look this up, you know? So, a lot of people with Dead Cells got really confused because after the first boss, everyone was like, okay, so I did the first boss, but now I keep I can't get to the same doors I used to go to, I only get to the same ones. And what it is
you break down a door or something?
Well, okay, so the thing about Dead Cells is, the roots are randomly generated every time you die, right? When you defeat the first boss, you get this power, and this power is an ability to grow plants that you can then climb. Okay. And so when you get the power, when you go back to the original area, it seems like such a dumb thing to figure out, but you'd be surprised how many people were confused by this. You'll find those plants to grow, right? But those plants only ever lead to the second area. They never lead again to the first area. So once you've defeated the first boss, you basically create a new type of path you can take. But if you take that path, it only ever leads you further into the game than the other path would, right? Does that make sense? So once you unlock the plants only ever take you to area 2. But apparently people were having trouble figuring this out. But stuff like that's really nice. It's non-linear once you start branching up, so there's kind of a parallel version you can go. No, it's good. It's really good, actually. It's fun. But I've come to like roguelikes. I never used to like them, but I like being able to just sit and chill and be like, all right, let's just take my time, see where this is gonna go, you know?
I don't know. I like them well enough, but it's definitely one of those genres where I have a really hard time justifying my full price for them.
Right.
Because I know how I'll play them. Like I'll play them hardcore for like 4 or 5 hours, and then I will then pick them up here and there, like when I'm sitting around bored. Like, oh hey, I'll give Dead Cells a couple runs. Like that's how I played Rogue Legacy. I'd play it for a little bit, and then I'm like, oh, okay. And I'll sit it down for like a couple months, and then I'll come back.
I was gonna mention Rogue Legacy, Rogue Legacy is a good example of my problem with them, which is too many of them just feel like Rogue Legacy in gameplay. There aren't many of them that are roguelikes, and then the gameplay feels different. But the nice thing about Dead Cells is the fundamental gameplay is excellent as well. Hello to Odd Chaos, who says, still not as obscure and demented as some LucasArts games. I have to put what in a microwave? Puzzle games before the internet. When I was a kid, I had this Men in Black game. It was based on, I can't remember if it was based on the movie or the animated series, but it was one of those, adventure games, came out around the same time as, well, okay, so it was one of those that looked like the original Resident Evil games, right? Tank controls, pre-rendered backdrops. You used to get a lot of those on PC. Right. It'd be these kind of weird puzzly games. And the very first thing you do in the game you are Will Smith's character, and you aren't a man in black yet. It's during the cop bit at the beginning, so it must have been based on the movie. And you go into this room, and there's a bomb. You find out there's a bomb, and you've got to get out of the room before the bomb explodes. It's like the very first thing that happens in the game, right? Never did it. Never actually figured out what you're supposed to do, because it's on a timer, right? So if you don't figure out in the amount of time before the bomb explodes what your course of action is, the bomb immediately blows up, right?
Okay.
I had that game for years. Never, ever, ever figured out how you actually get past it. Just because it was one of those things where you like, oh, okay, I tried this. I'd look through the manual, like every control. No walkthroughs, no guides, nothing to help. I was stuck on that for years. Never figured out once what it would do. And there used to be a lot of games like that were just bad like that. They would just immediately throw you in and be like, okay, you're doing this now. Oh, damn it, I just went to the next level of the basement without getting my power up.
No!
Yeah, I'm pretty bad about that. That's sort of wasted the time. In a game like this, if you don't pick up your power-ups when you get them, you know?
Right.
So how have you been anyway, John? Are we doing a show on Monday? Do you know?
Yeah, we should be able to do a show on Monday. I am very sorry about our schedule as of late. It is almost solely on me. Work has been a little crazy. We're pretty short-handed, having to cover shifts and, you know, work some weird hours to make sure
oh god,
everything's taken care of.
I just unlocked a power-up called Odd Mushroom.
Trump? So yeah, that one's on me. But things should be mellowing out, I hope. And we should be able to get back to more consistent, reliable times. But yeah, Toad, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, you quite enjoying that news story, I see.
Oh my god, I laughed so hard while reading that. Because it's such a specific thing for her to have referenced. Right. Okay, for those of you who don't know, please, I hope some of you don't know what this is about. But,
do you mean so that you get to tell them?
Yes,
also,
yes.
They can stay in the bliss of not knowing?
No, I'm ruining that for you, okay? If you cherish the sanctity of Toad, the Nintendo character, now's your chance to leave, alright?
The sanctity.
Okay, alright.
Thou shalt not defile the sanctity of Toad.
Toad. He's a good boy. He's just a boy. So what happened is that some excerpts have been released from the forthcoming tell-all book by Stormy Daniels.
Stormy Daniels is the person who's claiming she had an affair with Trump and Trump paid her off. And I believe her, to be honest.
Oh yeah, well no, it's been proven. Like, yes. Cohen said that, yeah, he gave her money.
I suppose what I'm saying is, because I said she's the person who claimed, but yes.
Right.
I didn't want it to sound like I was dubious of the allegation.
Right. So she's having a tell-all book coming soon, and one of the excerpts is her first impressions of sleeping with Donald Trump. And I'm not going to bring it up to quote it, but the gist of it is she was annoyed because this guy is on top of her, having sex with her, who she's not attracted to.
Going, this is just the greatest sex you've ever had. I've been told many people the best sex in the world.
But then she goes on to describe Little Trump, and apparently his no, he's just a boy. Apparently Donald Trump's penis is shaped roughly like Toad from Super Mario Brothers. She specifically says the mushroom character from Mario Kart.
Which, when I heard that, I immediately thought, what, little blue Aladdin waistcoat?
So yes, apparently Donald Trump is packing Toad in his presidential trousers.
Donald, is that a roll of change in your pockets, or are you just pleased to see me? Do, 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 do.
Donald, is that an amiibo in your pocket?
Sinister Minister says, big sex, wet sex. The wettest. Did you see this?
Oh my god.
You saying the hurricane was the wettest? It was very wet.
Oh my god.
Did you see this? Let me find the exact quote. This is great. Someone asked her about the hurricane. Let me find the exact quote, because it's really funny. Like, it's just when you think he couldn't possibly say anything dumber, right? He said, it was one of the wettest from the standpoint of water. That's an exact quote.
Like, oh god, I wish there was someone in the press corps who just went, "It's a fucking hurricane, man!" Like,
what other standpoint would it be the wettest in? Sand?
it was the wettest sand. It's a beach! It's a wet sand.
Mr. President, everyone's talking about your mushroom penis. Say something dumb. What? Did you hear about this hurricane being the wettest? That'll do. What?
It was the wettest from a water standpoint. Perfect! Perfect stupid quote! Well, oh, that wasn't it. I hadn't started yet.
Tiny
No,
Bit says, I don't
you're
think
good.
I've ever seen the news during a hurricane before. And you know on Fox News that day, it was all, everyone's talking about how great the Xbox One is. Certainly got the best racing games on there. What is the racing game everyone just loves to come together and play? It's Forza, right?
No, what they would probably do is turn it around and say that Miyamoto himself sought out Donald Trump's penis as a model for...
So, have I ever told you my favorite story about Miiverse?
No.
So you remember Miiverse, right? The mini social network in the Wii U, right? And you could draw pictures and stuff. There's this great interview. It's on the official Nintendo website, right? And they're going, so, when you were designing Miiverse, this is actually, like, it's actually Iwata interviewing the team that did the Miiverse development. And they're like, you had to deal with some kind of delicate issues, right? And they're, like, tiptoeing around it. And you're like, what's going on? He said, well, okay, so there was a thing, because this is an international thing, and we knew it was kind of like maybe a Western trope, you know? That, you know, not so much of an issue in Japan, but in the West, there's, like, a known issue where if you make a thing where people can just go online and draw whatever they like, yeah, and then they're like, okay, let's just be upfront about it. People were gonna want to draw penises, right? And this is actually Iwata saying it, and they're like, yeah. So what we did was we tried to design a filter that would stop people from being able to draw penises.
I remember this.
So we got all these pictures of penises, and we were looking at pictures of penises of different size, different length, and comparing all the shapes and trying to get it all right and stuff. And then after about a week, someone said, wouldn't it be easier to just look at drawings of penises? Which I think is the funniest thing. It really makes me laugh. I know, but in some way, I am by finding that so funny, I'm leaning into the anti-West stereotype espoused by the Nintendo Corporation. But it's a really funny story. But yeah, so Donald Trump's penis looks like Toad.
Yeah.
Do you think the first time he ever played Mario Kart, he was like, wait a minute.
It's clearly my penis. Suing Nintendo.
Little Donald?
They did not secure the rights to my penis.
But
It's trademarked.
Given what we know about the mushroom from Mario, it explains why Melania is so tall.
Jesus Christ. No, because Mario doesn't eat Toad.
He's the mushroom. To be fair,
Do you think that actually plays into like their role play in the bedroom? Come on in, Melania.
Take a one
It's
up.
me, Melania. I think the princess is in another castle.
Well, actually, to be fair, you know, Mario doesn't eat Toad, and from what I understand, the rumor is that Melania will do anything to avoid all contact with the first Toad. Presidential Toad.
The Toad. I told you. I wish that when like someone undoes his pants and drops them, and he goes, "Hello."
He just hires the same voice actor from the Super Show. So
I like to imagine that his penis just has vocal cords. Oh.
Og says, not enough caffeine for this kind of imagery I don't want. What, you want to be more alert? More alert to take it all in?
Well, it's funny because like the article I read it had like had like 2 whole paragraphs, basically telling you like turn back now. Do not read any further. Don't question why Toad was trending. Don't do it.
I saw a lot like that as well.
Yeah, it's like just stop now, all right? And I'm thinking like, okay, well now I have to know, but they don't make any reference to that it could be related to the president, right? It's just like the horrible reason Toad was trending. I'm like, okay, and I'm expecting like, okay, someone at Nintendo or whatever drew a dirty picture and it got out, or you know, something like that, right? And that's what I was expecting.
Any worse crime.
Yeah, just like, okay, it's something ridiculous, whatever. It's someone made a weird connection with the Mario lore and Toad, so it's some horrific revelation, you know, that sort of thing. But then it goes, Donald Trump's penis is shaped like Toad. I'm like, what?
But you know, you really do have to open with the fact that, and I think this is the angle Trump's going to take when he finally addresses it, because you know he's going to. There'll be tweets. Technically, Donald Trump predates the game Super Mario Brothers, so...
Exactly. So he's going to claim responsibility, you know.
I was the original Japanese mushroom man. That's what they used to call me in boarding school.
Because my penis is shaped like Toad, I actually now own 51% of Nintendo.
The terrifying thing is, though, you know that at least one person heard this story and was like, oh, baby. Like, oh, yeah. That's the imagery I needed.
This is in the back of the head.
Oh, I'm dying again. Oh, don't worry. Like, you'd think if Donald Trump was, like, as much hot shit as he wants you to believe he was, he'd be shaped like one of the better races, you know? Dry bones, maybe.
Dry bones? Mr. Wiggler, you know?
Well, actually, given how interested his wife is, I imagine he's had a few dry bones in his time. Ha-ha!
Oh!
I hate myself. Just so you guys know, I don't feel good about that one.
But yeah, there are plenty of other Mario characters that you would want your penis shaped as.
Yeah, right. Mario for one. Little mustache.
Luigi, you know.
You mean because he's the tallest?
Yeah, he's tall, long, still has
How
some girth
worrying
to him,
would it be,
but,
though? Imagine, I wouldn't just put yourself in the picture. Imagine for a moment, I know you're straight, but just for a moment, imagine you're the kind of person who sleeps with men, right? That's
Sure.
your thing, right? You invite a guy back to your place, you're undressing, you're doing the romance thing, and then when it all comes down, it just is Princess Peach. Wouldn't you be worried? And what does that do if you're gay, right? What does it, what does it do for you if then the penis is shaped like an attractive woman? Is that off-putting?
Owen thinks Peach is attractive, confirmed. What's...
Well, right, attractive within Mario context.
I would get that more.
Says Owen's an idea of romance.
Look, if I am a gay man, and I...
I like how you said that like it was from the like from Fiddler on the Roof. If I was a gay man...
Yeah, if I have removed the pants of my lover, and I see Princess Peach, I don't think the gay thing even comes into play there. I'm terrified because that is some misshapen, horrific, because I guess in my head I don't see it as okay, it is Princess Peach, it is a penis, all fleshy and whatnot, just shaped like Princess Peach.
What if it's a perfectly normal penis, but he's just dressed it like Princess Peach?
I mean, I'm not even gay, and I might be into that.
Don't look at me. Allow me to address all comments to the penis.
Oh, Mario!
Please say, "Come to the castle. I have baked a cake for you." Come to the castle. I have through the penis. That's not possible. That's not how it works. Not in good day, sir.
As Burger Bear said, if it's Peach, I take the Toad penises all day. I'm kind of with you, man. I'm taking Toad over Princess Peach, because okay, at least Toad is kind of designed as useful in those situations,
Well, the worst thing would be if you actually got down to it and the little Princess Peach mouth just screamed. It was like, no! You're like, what?
Well, my thought is that crown, Princess Peach's crown, that's gonna hurt. That's not comfortable for anyone. She pretty much does.
Alright, fair enough.
You know what the sad thing is? I just thought about this. Someone has used those amiibos.
Thanks, John.
someone out there has used an amiibo.
So, did you notice, though, that in among this quote, there was actually a far more remarkable actual scientific discovery in this thing, though, from Stormy Daniels. I don't know if you noticed this.
Oh, boy.
But she also said that at the base, it was in a patch of Yeti hair, which we have discovered the
right.
Great Yeti. Trump has somehow found it, harvested its hair, and is using it as a merkin. A gherkin.
A merkin.
Don't let Trump near McDonald's.
This doesn't taste right.
Okay, says yes, we can use some sake with this conversation. I can't remember which impression it was pointed out was saying, why is it George Bush is always talking about merkins? He sat at the stage and says, I'm proud to be a merkin. There we go. Sinister Minister says, why am I thinking about Pickle Rick? I turned myself into a toad, Marty! I'm President Rick! So no, that's all the news. This is the only reason we're doing this stream. We just wanted to talk about this. Oh, I hate fighting this. There's some bosses you fight, and they're permanently in these little exclusion zones. So once you kill them, you can't even get the sweet power-ups within.
Right.
I do have to say though, this does actually set a precedent we need to explore, which is how many other former presidents have penises shaped like video game characters.
Well, word on the street was that George Bush Sr., his penis was shaped like Duke Nukem.
See, I always think George W. Bush Jr. would have like a Bubsy.
Bubsy?
And I think he would call it his little Bubsy. But, see, the reason I think this is, I just think that's what Laura would be into. I don't know.
Right. Like he did it for her.
I think he would tell people he had a Duke Nukem. Because he knew his dad had one.
Right. But really, it's Bubsy.
Right.
With or without the Nerf gun?
With or without the Nerf gun? Without. No
Yeah.
weapons. That's weird.
Without.
No penis weapons.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know about you, but my penis is a weapon. Of
And all
mass
the way through,
disappointment.
like, you knew it was never going to work for Jeb because he just had the Gianni sisters.
He had the cheap rip-off penis.
And all we know about Bill
Andrew
Clinton's,
Jackson.
all we know about Bill Clinton's, it was an Ubisoft one on all the platforms. It was Rayman 2.
Had to go around the country activating towers to to get a better lay of the land.
And then Bill does go touring around the country now, basically saying it is available for pre-order on every system.
You need another app, though.
Tiny Bit Secret says, we all know Obama's was glorious. Not if you ask Trump, though. Not a good game. The frame rate was appalling. And...
God. Oh. Little known historical fact, though, Andrew Jackson's penis was shaped like Pac-Man from the side. It was very awkward.
Well, I think George Washington's was basically just Pong, right? One of the Pong paddles.
Right, and it was wooden.
I cannot tell a lie.
It was shaped from the remains of the cherry tree he cut down.
And when he was feeling amorous and took his wife back, you could just hear bloop, bloop, bloop.
That reminds me of a joke. You want to hear a joke?
Sure, go for it.
All right. This is back in the colonial days. This pilgrim goes to see the local Native American chief, and he's like, "Chief, I have a problem, and I've talked to all of my people's doctors, and they don't have any solution. And you're the only one I can go to." He's like, "Well, yes, speak to me your problem." I can't please my wife in bed. Every time I lay with her, it ends too soon. I come so fast. He goes, don't worry. Many young braves have this problem. What you need to do is before you lay with your woman is slap your dick against the teepee pole 3 times. Just it'll numb it up. You'll be able to go longer. Pilgrim's like, yeah, awesome. Runs home, opens up the door to his cabin, whips out his dick, and then just slams against the side of the door. His wife pops up in bed and goes, "Chief, is that you?"
I know a joke that is similar in setup to that. So a man goes to a love guru because he's having trouble pleasing his wife. He says, look, no matter what I can do, I can't please her in bed. I don't know what's going on. He says, okay, what you need to do is before you make love, grab a towel and over the bed, just like shake it, like so like a breeze passes over the bed. And he's like, all right, I don't think that's gonna work, but sure. So he goes away and he tries it, and it doesn't work. And so he goes back to see the love guru. And the love guru said, it doesn't work? Okay, well, sometimes if it's really a difficult issue, you need it to go like the whole time, across the whole session, you know? So what you need to do is hire someone to do the towel through the whole duration, right? And he's like, well, who could I hire? He's like, well, I'll do it. I'll come and I will shake the towel over you while you try and please your wife. It'll be great. So he starts doing it, and it isn't working, and he does it the next day, and then for about 3 days it doesn't work. And eventually, he says, no, this is not working, this is terrible. And he says, it's not working at all, it's impossible. This woman is impossible to please. He says, well, what if we swap places? I'll try to please your wife and you shake the towel. He goes, fine, we'll do it then. But halfway through, his wife starts having the most amazing orgasm he's ever heard her have, and he shouts, see? That's how you wave the fucking towel!
It's good. It's good.
Always makes you laugh.
So, Asperger Bear in the chat says, joke. Have you heard... Oh, let me read this first. I don't know if I understand this joke, but okay. Have you heard that they're thinking about making a new rule that even the First Lady must be born in America to stop Trump from re-election?
Yeah, I get that.
Huh?
Because Melania is not from America. So that would preclude him from being re-elected.
Okay. Oh. Okay. I get you.
I get you. I get jokes. Don't ask me any follow-up questions. Ha-ha!
The sad thing is like that sounds like that legit sounds like a scheme that like the Republicans would have done had like Michelle not been an American.
Well, I mean,
You
if Trump had been married to a foreign model, you wouldn't... Sorry, if Obama had been married to a foreign model, you would never have heard the end of it. Not there's anything wrong with that inherently, but you would just never have heard the end of it.
Right.
Bear says, you must be born in America to be elected president. Yeah. Or have listened to James Brown's Living in America. Something like that.
I feel good! Yeah, that was one of the few Weird Al parodies I didn't care for.
Which one?
Was Living with a Hernia.
Well, there's that early period where they're just not that funny, and then he got really good.
Yeah.
But he's never been as famous as in that early period when he's not that funny. Like, I don't think Like a Surgeon is very funny. You know?
No,
that's one of his early ones. I do like that really... Was it him that did another one, Rides the Bus? I quite like that one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There was a time where he had... When he was doing, like, that Dr. Demento show all the time.
Right, and there's a lot
where
of weird ones.
his parodies were, I thought, were really good because they had that sort of... the garage band punk sound of a parody, you know, where it's, you know, not polished, not, you know, like he worked this out in a day sort of thing.
Yeah. Some of those are really good now. I actually like
My Bologna.
I like Tacky a lot. I think that one's really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was good.
I like his non-parodies too. I think Don't Download This Song is really funny.
Oh yeah.
Paired
So
with the
speaking
video.
of comedy, comedy bands that have kind of risen to another level of notoriety.
Someone found my demo tape.
Wait, what do you mean comedy?
Oh.
How bad would it be if like you got the letter in the mail like you've been nominated for a Grammy? What? Best comedy album of the year? What?
No, I wasn't consulted.
It wasn't a comedy album. Like if they nominated Kanye West for best comedy album.
Wasn't it like when what's his name got the guy who did Get Out got nominated for comedy,
right?
His horror movie,
right? Yeah. It's just like, did you guys watch the movie?
Have you seen that yet?
No.
So good.
But no, what I was gonna say is Ninja Sex Party. They were on Conan O'Brien.
Wow.
Yeah, I love Ninja Sex Party.
I don't really love Conan O'Brien though.
Yeah.
He was one of the finest writers The Simpsons ever had.
You know what I like? I like Conan for is his... Because you know all those talk shows have like that setup, right? They have the opening monologue, and then they have like this set of like skits for like 15 minutes, and then they bring out the guests.
Right.
Like, I think Conan O'Brien is that middle section, those like the skits and the bits. Like, that's the best part of his show.
I do have massive respect for him, though, from transitioning from a career as a barbarian into a...
Oh my god.
I mean, that's not a very skilled employment level, you know? You want great success.
I don't know, have you tried to be a barbarian these days?
These days? Yeah, it used to be so much easier in the olden days.
Right, I mean, just... The market for barbarianism has just dried out. Just completely dried up.
The market?
Dexray says, you like NSP? Hell yeah! Hell yeah, I do! They are actually really legitimately funny. And you know what's actually really great about Ninja Sex Party is they're musically talented. They're very musically talented.
Yeah, fuck you, Weird Al. I hope you're listening to this. John, just by implication.
Well, no. You do get a lot of, like, you know, comedy acts or whatever, music acts where
they're definitely the dream theater of parody musical bands.
They're the ELO of just...
the ELO of NSP.
Yeah. NSP is the ELO of comedy parody. But yeah, and the thing is they don't shy away from their like influences because they're very fond of 80s music and kind of not just like hair metal, but like I don't know, like so many of their songs sound very similar to the styles of other bands, but done very well. Like they have this whole song called 6969. It's like a 9-minute long song, and it's roughly based on Rush's 2112. So it has that sound to it, and like, yeah, it's just stuff like that.
Have you ever heard that Randy Newman song where he's making fun of ELO?
No. Is it Short People Got No Reason to Live?
No. I think the song is called. I think it is called ELO. I love that ELO. It's a song about a guy who really loves ELO. But each of the verses moves through different sort of styles of ELO's music. Like the second chorus is, they had that one song that sounded like this. And it's all like... it's really good if you can find it. I wish I could find... I think it's something like Story of a Rock and Roll Band. It's good if you can find it. It's really good.
Let's see here. Dexray asks, what is your favorite NSP song? Mine's Cool Patrol. That's a good one. That's not one of my favorites, though. Right now, it's probably a toss-up between... Danny Don't You Know, First Date, and Orgy for One. I I think they're all really good. And I like a lot of their older stuff too, like 3 Minutes of Ecstasy. That's a fun song. The Ultimate Sandwich. That's great.
So is there a band you like? Because most of my favorite funny music is music that's so bad it's good. Like, I've talked before about how one of my all-time favorite songs is Summer Girls by, what are they, LFO, what are they called? Like, I just think that song's really funny. I must admit, I find most of the really, really, really depressing Matthew Good Band songs really funny. Jenny hit her dad with her car now she's a millionaire. Really makes me laugh. Because it's so dumb. Do you remember when Matthew Good was like everywhere?
No. They did not make it big over here.
Really?
Really? Like, not at all.
I always remember, what is that song? Is it Epic Weapon? And you breathe in, and you breathe out. For ain't it so clear how they make you a weapon? It was such a teeny band. This day still makes me laugh. I really like Ryan Adams as well.
I think for me, like, the music I always thought was really funny, even though it never intended to be. And a lot of people give it shit, but it all the people who give it shit now don't remember that they were probably way fucking into it when it was out. But like all the new metal stuff that was like supposed to be kind of like light heavy metal mixed with rap.
God, yeah.
Yeah. So
the stuff that came out after Limp Bizkit,
like,
but as a
right.
Crawling in my skin.
Right. Like, okay, don't get me wrong. I had two Linkin Park CDs. Okay, and
but they were the worst example of it. Oh,
sure. I want to say they're the worst. I would say like Sum 41 kind of got into that shit.
I still like Sum 41 and Blink-182 for a few of their catchy songs.
The one that always gets me is, remember, like Headstrong?
No.
We're headstrong to take you on, headstrong to take on anyone. Oh my god, that song was so
Alien Ant Farm?
Fucking bad. I have a soft spot for Alien Ant Farm. I really do. I think they're okay.
I like them, and I like that. I like that Smooth Criminal should have been a terrible song, but it's such a good song that they couldn't ruin it. Do you know what I mean?
Right. But I actually think that their version is a little bit better. I'm not gonna lie.
Blasphemy.
I would rather sit down and listen to that version of the song than Michael Jackson's.
I think there's an album you would really, really, really like, right? But not as a sincere album. But some stuff on it's pretty good. But if you can find an album called The Eyes of Alice Cooper, it's an album Alice Cooper released when basically someone must have just told him, right? Oh, you know, a lot of bands are getting popular now with music that you kind of popularized, genres that you sort of popularized. So he released an album. It was about 2003, 2004, and it's all that kind of music, but done by Alice Cooper as like an old man.
Okay.
It's pretty bad. There is one really good song in it called "The Song That Didn't Rhyme." Wrote a song, it was wrong from its very first inception. Seems I struggled on every line. It's about a song that's just so bad and nobody likes. But on the song that didn't rhyme. But the thing I like the most about it is the final line of the song is, "But thanks for the $12.99 for the song that didn't." But it's a good song. But most of that album is really, really bad. But it's full of stuff like that. That kind of grungy, early 2000s metal sound. But coming out of Alice Cooper.
Yeah. You know which one that really... you remember Good Charlotte?
Oh! Sadly.
Oh, yes. Lives of the rich and the famous. Oh, God.
I always
hated Good Charlotte.
Because for a while, there was a lot of very, very manufactured pop, right? And there was a time period when it sort of became clear that they could kind of sell to the alternative kids, but they tried to do it within the very manufactured era of pop. So there were bands like the one I always remember. Do you remember the Rasmus? In the Shadows. You don't remember the Rasmus? I think the Rasmus was neither. Maybe it didn't really make it in America, but the Rasmus was a band.
It sounds like an old god lurking in the deeps. No, the Rasmus.
So the thing is,
the King in Yellow.
They looked like a good-looking boy band, but they dressed like a goth band, right? And the music video was all sort of like haunted, gothy types. And they did this song called "In the Shadows." I find it so strange if that didn't make it in America, because it was huge here. In the shadows.
No, I don't remember that song at all.
But they were huge, the Rasmus, because they were a pop band, but they were marketed towards that crowd, you know? And then it wasn't really until, I think, The Darkness that fun rock started to come back, right?
Yeah. And then, like, even though they weren't around for a while, like both The Darkness and, you remember Jet?
Oh, yeah.
Jet was good. Jet was legitimately good.
Well, that was the arrival of bands that sounded like... They didn't sound like 80s revival bands. They sounded like music from the 80s that never gone away, you know?
Right. It's like, I think one of the main reasons Jet actually made it fairly big is that they were smart enough to actually name their song Cold Heart Bitch. So radio stations had a lot of fun because they could say bitch on the radio because of the title of the song. Let's see here. Orcast says, I agree with John. Did hell freeze over? He says, it's like the Johnny Cash cover of Hurt. Yeah, I don't really care for that either.
I like that. I still like that.
I think I'm it was one of those situations where I remember hearing it for the first couple times. I'm like, oh, this is pretty...
Oh, yeah, it's overdone.
Pretty good. Yeah, and then it's like...
Oh my god, I'm dying immediately.
Inadvertently, you know what that song did? I think it really kicked off
Johnny
the
Cash.
whole... Jesus. Yeah, it was... He recorded that, walked outside, and then, like, when he got his platinum album for it, it fell off the wall and hit him in the head.
He did that not long after he recorded the video for that, and so everybody remembers it as this poetic moment. Because that is kind of a heartbreaking video if you see it, you know?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I thought one of the things with that song, though, is that I thought he died while filming that. That's why they filled it with all the footage.
I think
Maybe
his
I heard that
wife
wrong.
died while filming that.
Oh, okay.
Because she went first, and he went not long after.
Yeah.
You know, that was a good movie,
it didn't. It really. I never saw that.
It was a good film. It was from that era when biopics were kind of good.
Yeah, like with Ray. That was around the same time frame, right? Ray, Walk the Line
was about 2003.
Okay. But no, that song kind of kicked off this whole, like, super somber remakes of songs. Like, I think the first popular one was probably Mad World.
Right.
By Gary Jules.
The one that it was so weird because that was part of the Donnie Darko soundtrack. And didn't really do much because Donnie Darko was... Donnie Darko is quite well known right now, but it was kind of a flop. It was a little bit of a cult film for a little while, Donnie Darko.
Oh, yeah. And it's not a good movie.
No,
it's really
terrible.
not.
I think it starts off pretty well. I think the first half is pretty good, but it lacks an ending and tries to present a lack of an ending as an ending.
It's one of those cases, because I've watched a few, like, behind the scenes on it, where the writer and the director of that movie, I don't know if they're the same guy. They might be the same guy, but they were...
Because I thought you were going to say they disagreed, and I was like, oh.
No, it's one of the things where they were far more clever than they had the ability to display.
Right.
Because I guess there's so much hidden in that movie, but the only reason anyone knows about all the stuff that's hidden in film is because they had to tell people.
Right. I will say this, the director's cut is better. aside from the soundtrack, where some songs are switched around in a massively inferior way.
But yeah, no, but yeah, after that it was, and it just became the trailer theme. These somber ass remakes, you know, like what was it? Gold Dust Woman was for. What did they use that for? God damn it! I gotta look it up.
Gold member.
It was in an E3 trailer.
Speaking of the Johnny Cash remix, though, did you ever hear any of the other ones he did? Because actually, his version of Rusty Cage and U2's One are actually really good from that same album.
I've heard one.
I think his version of One was pretty good. I wanted to go the other way. I want really dramatic, somber songs to be done by different bands. Not when we went through that era of getting like Goldfinger and Scar covers of things, you know?
Oh, it was Dishonored 2. Really? I thought it was something. I thought it was a space thing.
Like, can we get like a Scar cover of The Other Way, The Highwaymen by The Highwaymen? I'd like that. I went to get up the coast of Mexico. I lost the battle in the War of '85. Trumpets coming. You know, I want that.
Yeah. Just the ska version. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Of the Highwaymen, or of like oh no, or of Her. I hurt myself today. To see if I still feel. What have I become? Become my only friend. Everyone I know. Sorry, this is just sounding like They Might Be Giants now. I'm your only friend. I'm not your only friend, but I'm a little glowing friend.
my kingdom of shit.
Oh no, can we have a somber Johnny Cash cover of Birdhouse in Your Soul? I'm your only friend. Boom, boom, boom. I'm not your only friend, but I'm a little glowing friend. Not to put too fine a point on it. Stay on the old. No, I'm just falling into the song here. I love that song.
See, I'm reading this this list on Vulture. It says, "Can we please stop with the somber covers and trailers?" And it has a whole list of them. Let's see here. We got the Birdman trailer had a somber version of "Crazy" by CeeLo Green, or Gnarls Barkley, I guess. Let's see here. I don't think that.
Someone already did a really good version of a somber version of "Crazy." Do you remember Ray LaMontagne?
Yeah. He's great. I love him.
Ray LaMontagne is one of my favorite guys. I remember when his album first came out. Not just one of my favorite singers, one of my favorite guys. When his album first came out, it was in the news that like he was so shy when he first went into his career. He used to do his gigs with his back turned to the audience. Because he'd been like homeless, he'd been in poverty for years. He'd ended up recording that album, and then it became quite a hit, that first album.
Yeah.
God, what was that album called? You know the one I mean? It had what was it called? Trouble on it. Trouble.
Yeah.
Trouble.
I think it was called Trouble.
Worry. Trouble.
Bad times, trouble.
This comes up trouble. Trouble. It just comes up and starts raspberry in the bellies of people in the audience. Trouble. Police like, I'm gonna get you for assault down at the station. Now, madam, I can see you do have a ticket for Ray LaMontagne. This is what he does. It's a known thing. The show is called Trouble. Trouble.
Yep, it was Trouble. That's the name of the album.
That was a great album. Did he do any more? Like, I remember that and being like madly fond of him, and then just never hearing from him again.
Yeah, I have one. I own one from him. What was it called?
Troubler.
I have the one where it has "You Are the Best" thing on it.
Nice.
That's my favorite. It's funny because he has that one song where "You Are the Best" thing. He has no other song that sounds like that at all.
What, Happy?
Yeah. Yeah, it's off of his third studio album, which is Gossip in the Grain. Fucking Grain, always talking.
Yeah, keep it to yourself, Grain, you prick.
Yeah, she Farmer Johnson planted a whole bunch of alfalfa. I fucking hate alfalfa, man. Just God, did you hear that alfalfa got with barley and they made some hops? What? What?
See, what I want is somber covers of Jack Johnson songs.
I have actually something kind of funny about that. I just thought of this. It happened yesterday. Let's see here. Real quick though. Playlit says, "How are you?" Good. I'm doing good. Super Macho Jenna Knight says, "WTFF am I looking at?" So I'm guessing, what the fuck am I looking at? Binding of Isaac. It's a game.
We bound Isaac.
We
Did I
bound
mention
him.
I have just been wrapping my cousin Isaac in this whole time?
But no, with Jack Johnson. So I was at the gym yesterday, and so normally when you're at the gym, either like the gym I go to at least, they either have music playing over like a music system sort of thing, or it's just the TV. So people usually have it on either like game shows or sports television. But none of that was happening when I got there yesterday, except one person had their cell phone blasting fucking Jack Johnson.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Like, do you know how, like, okay, I'm not one to be like, yeah, let's get pumped up, yeah, play some great, fucking, some heavy metal, let's get pumped, But if I'm going to be working out, I kind of want something a little upbeat, like anything just a little upbeat. Like, it's really, really hard to like, all right, well, I'm gonna do these, this set of bicep curls. Make your banana pancakes, tell the world outside.
Also, plus, right, you're at the gym, but now you're thinking of banana pancakes.
Right. Like, now I'm like, fuck this. I want carbs. Like, but yeah. It's just,
With this in mind, though, I actually have to get going because I've got a stream to do not too long from now. I'm gonna be doing some, some Walking Dead, catching up with season 2 and stuff.
Nice. Yeah. So yeah, if you guys are interested in that, head over to Owen's channel. That is Owen Adams.
Yeah, it'll be about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So enjoy.
Yeah. Thanks, guys, for stopping in. This was fun.
Yeah, come back, y'all.
Y'all come back now. You hear?
You all return now. You hear? Bye.